That's right. That's right. Because while we're back, the NBA ratings are down. Almost 48% since 2012, down 28% this year compared to last year alone. Man, every other sports league, NFL, MLB, they're setting records. Stadiums packed. Yet the NBA is going in the other direction.
Yeah, man. Listen, it's interesting, right? Because the game has never been played with a higher skill level than it has today. But that competitive drive, the that dog you're looking to see a fight every night, man, it's not there in the league like it once was, man. And I'll attribute some of the lack of viewership to the play style, right? But I'll attribute most of the lack of viewership to the day and age that we're in, man. I mean, with the complete shift from TV, and I think 2012 was a pivotal year where we started to really see the things like Netflix, the Hulus really start to make an impact and start to level out the market with the TVs, the Comcast, the Time Warner, the big cable companies, right? And because of that, you see a lot of people opting for the Netflix, the movie packages, and they're not quite willing or ready to pay for the sports, And I think that's what it is, man. As much as technology has benefited us, I think it's playing the biggest hamper, one that we couldn't have expected right now. Because I can go and I can watch any game right now from my phone, but I gotta pay for it. Versus I'm at the crib tuned in, I'm paying for my TV package. It comes with the programming. You get what I'm saying?
That's definitely a factor. But we got to remember, bro, it's easy to forget that sports are business and the NBA is an organization. And like any other organization, culture is set from the top down. Adam Silver is a soft commissioner and he's created a soft NBA. The refs call it soft, the players are soft. Everything about this league is soft now. You mentioned it's the play style, not playing back to backs. I sound like an old man on the porch and I'm only 27. But that's how this NBA's got me feeling, bro. I love the game just like anyone else. The skill, impeccable. No one can take that from today's league. But do you really want to watch Jason Tatum dance around the three-point and shoot 53s a game? Do you really like that style of basketball? Don't play yourself.
Long gone are the days of driving to the cup, back to the basket. Guys like myself, who would thrive in that type of game. There's no place for us in today's NBA. And as much as, it's not the most efficient shot or the highest percentage looks, right? There was a reason why it was part of the game. There was a reason why you played inside out, right? And if for no other reason, man, you were able to dominate teams and play a rough style that was not only successful, but entertaining, man. Long gone are the days of guys flying through the lane, jamming all over you and staring you down. I mean, to a certain extent, you got it. You know what I mean? But these days, when a guy makes a dunk near somebody, he barely even does the scream down because he's afraid of getting a tech from the ref.
And they will hand them out. They will hand those out.
Listen, man, the refs these days are very quick on the whistle. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they've gotten certain mandates or what. But letting them play, man, we barely even see that in the playoffs. And don't get me started on the gimmicks like, the NBA Cup. You know what I mean? Like, give me a break. It was cool. It was a good idea, right? It was good for the league. LeBron and the Lakers won, first one, right? But give me a break. All right, this thing is a bit of a joke. I mean, yeah, it's cool. It gives the guys some extra money. It adds a level of competition, right? But I would give me the days of Derrick Rose beating the Heat 90-83. You know what I mean? In a hard contested game where each bucket is neck and neck. You know what I'm saying? Give me that versus, like you said and alluded to, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and these guys dancing around the three. And yeah, they're skilled, but that entertainment, that grit factor is not quite the same.
Yeah, and as much as it's the grit, it's the competition. We want to see people competing, not mailing it in. And the thing I'm looking at here, sports contracts are the only ones that keep going up. Juan Soto just signed for $750 million, and we can guarantee that won't be the end of this. But the rationale for that, as far as the NBA concerned, has been the TV deals growing in value each time they get to that negotiating table. Well, what happens now? Because just as the TV network signed that huge deal, the viewership they paid for began to plummet. Does that mean NBA players will make less? Of course not. But I do think this league may be in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, and I'm going to go back to the point of this day and age, the social media, the technology, right? That if you actually have to go out of your way to watch sports, you have to make a conscious decision that I'm going to purchase a plan. I'm going to make it possible for me to watch sports, right? But the other part of it is social media, and why I say that, man. Guys nowadays, they're friends, they're playing in the summer, they're catching up, they're hanging out. They don't want to kill the guy next to them. I mean, look at 20 years ago, the guys like the Kobe's of the world, the AIs. These guys didn't want to be friends. These guys wanted to kill each other, man. And obviously not in the literal sense. I'm talking about in sport, right? But that's the beast and that's the dog that you got to have in you. And unfortunately, as much as we see the skill level increasing, people are able to shoot the three at a tremendous clip, higher percentages than we've ever seen, ball handling, skill, all of that good stuff through the roof, man. Still missing some of the elements of the game before, and it's all surrounded around competition, man. I agree.
Yeah, and for us and I are saying we don't want to see any threes. Don't get us wrong there. We just miss the diversity in the game. The way that each team had a unique play style and used the guys on their roster to try to perfect what they had. Now it's everyone's trying to fit that square peg into a round hole. And that round hole is the 3-point line. But you're
Yeah,
right, bro. You hit it with the social media stuff. Fans have moved to digital. We'll catch the clips on social, the highlights on YouTube. Unless it's our team watching, we're not watching a full game tip to finish. There's no chance. Maybe we'll keep an eye on the score and dial in a parlay. But in the playoffs, that's kind of where things change. And I think the NBA is cool with that. I think they understand that. That's why we see the in-season tournament. That's why they have invested so much into the social media. They're doing all this sorts of crap on the NBA app. They got like, you could have Mario watch the game. Like you can put yourself in there.
Facts, bro. Facts. And the thing is, I think from that aspect, they're successful. I mean, their social media platforms and their campaigns are robust. They're interactive. You know, they get the people involved, you know, and let's be real, right? The Bleacher Reports, all these other guys, you know, Big Daddy NBA is at the top. They're basically initiating what they do, you know, as much as they might be their own independent brands. You know, it's coming from the top. The NBA is controlling the narrative, right? You know how that works. So I agree, man. And long gone are the days, you know, when a 10th grade Faraz would be sitting in his living room catching a 10 p.m. Utah Jazz and Memphis Grizzlies game. And again, trust me, that might sound a little more entertaining now. Well, it probably doesn't, but it wasn't entertaining back then. But we were tuning in, all right, tip to tip. And it had to do with just the day and age. It had to do with what the initiatives that the NBA were pushing. And ultimately, to your point, right, I think the NBA is okay that the regular season is a bit of a flyby as long as the playoffs will compete with any other program on TV during those times.
And that is the silver lining. That is the great hope. The playoffs are still elite content as long as, you know, it's not the Celtics in it. I'm a hater, but I'm open with it. You see this shirt.